and I'm very, very famous for being in bands like ask questions.
So, all right. So how are you managing yourself during these weird times?
Oh, almost the same as usual. I'm just working from home instead of the office. Other than that, I don't go out often anyway, so I'm good.
Mm-hmm. And you're involved with many different projects. So how do you define your time between all of them?
That's an important question. That was a problem last year because I was a part of Cruachan. I was a bassist in Cruachan for the whole year, and because of that, I didn't write almost any new music, like one new song during the whole year. That's why I'm not longer with them. Umbral Presence is kind of suspended. I'm not doing much for it now. As for Rakoth, I have the whole new album ready for recording, but there is a problems with a singer and a guitarist, so it was ready since 2017, so it's like ready for 3 years already, but still not recorded. So I'm putting much effort into Superstatic. So I released the latest album 2 years ago in 2018. I'm writing the new music for the new album now, and I was going to make it a live band right before the lockdown. So now it will be postponed. And I'm looking for musicians for Superstatic. I have a permanent guitar player, and I need a drummer because currently Mauro from Cruachan is helping me with drums, but he's leaving soon, so I will need a drummer. And then I hope to finish the new album by the end of the year.
So, Umbral Presence, what's the story behind this name?
Name?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Tell us the
there was a computer game in 1994. The game was called The Dark Heart of Ukrul. And Rakoth had a song with the same name, The Dark Heart of Ukrul. But when you were playing this game, by the end, the final boss, Ukrul, when he appeared for the first time, we didn't know, like the protagonists don't know who they're meeting, and it was Umbral Presence. And then after some magic manipulations, it was revealed that it's Ukrul. So it's from there.
Okay. So are you into video games, huh?
More or less, yes.
Okay. So can you tell us the differences about the different projects you do?
Sure. So Rakoth is actually a band. From the beginning, it was a band, not a solo project or something. It was the band right away, and it's like the most limitless project or band I'm in. It's like not necessarily even metal. I do everything I want there, and all other projects are like special physical problems or something. I put the boundary conditions. Like this should sound like this. Let's do this. So Umbral Presence was more extreme than Rakoth, and with a lot of keyboards, no clean vocals. As for Superstatic, it was slow, nasty, heavy, death doom. That's it. And Rakoth is everything. It's a black death sympho prog trip hop, ambient, whatever. Everything is there. The most experimental album was Tiny Deaths in 2003, and for that album we were kicked out from Erake Records because it was too experimental and not commercial enough for Erake Records.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Certainly, I was listening to Rakoth, and it's like folk. It's everything. So yeah. And
there are some folk kind of songs, but it wasn't the purpose.
And your current project, Superstatic, what can you tell us about it?
First, it was just a one-man studio project. It was designed as a very slow, heavy, nasty death doom, as primitive as possible. I failed with that. It's not as primitive as I hoped it to be, but still I love it. And now I'm going to go live with it. So I'm going to find the full live lineup. I need a drummer for that. That's it, probably. I have a lot of offerings already to play, like maybe US tour, playing in Dubai and all that, but I need a lineup.
So, Rustam, you have been in Cruachan, a bassist in 2019. So, how was the experience for you to be in such
it was very much fun, actually. And we played a lot of festivals, and that was a very interesting experience for me. And also we played on 70,000 Tons of Metal this year in January. And before that I was twice there as an audience, as just a regular metal head there as a passenger. And this time I was an artist, so I didn't have to pay for it. It was very much fun. And yeah, also with the Cruachan, it was very interesting experience because I'm not actually a bassist. I bought a bass to play in Superstatic, and it's a slow, pretty simple parts there. So for Cruachan, it was very interesting story how I joined. Kid was looking for a bassist because their bassist left, and I just jokingly told him that I have a 5-string bass, and he said, like, come to audition. I told him I'm not a bassist, and he said anyone can play bass. So I had to learn 3 songs. I came to audition, and I wasn't very impressed with myself during the audition, so I wasn't expecting anything. But next day, Kid messaged me, you're in. So I had to learn another 15 songs within 1 month, and then we very soon played the festival after that.
That's
it was
amazing.
Challenging but good. Yeah.
It's amazing you got such an opportunity.
Yeah.
So you went to Cruachan by accident.
Yeah, you can say that. It was fun. A lot of fun.
Good stuff. Really good.
Yeah.
So you had some karaoke with Epica?
I didn't. Other guys did, but for me it's always the same. It's I do the same on all cruises. In karaoke, I sing a Slayer song and Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. That's it.
Good stuff.
Amazing. So why do you like sing Slayer?
Because it's there's the only 2 songs from karaoke I know, Slayer songs, and this. But anyway, I love Slayer, and I do it my own way. I don't scream like Tom. I growl, so it's different. I like it.
And now about back to Cruachan. So pros and cons of being in Cruachan.
That's a mean question.
Sorry?
Nasty question. The pros are free festivals which you don't have to pay, or even like you earn money from that. You just go there, play there, get money, enjoy. A lot of fun playing with guys. As for cons, personally for me, the cons were I didn't have time for my own music because I had to practice a lot to learn the new songs because I'm not a bassist. Probably the professional bassist would have more time, not me.
Mm-hmm.
Also, some of them have different kind of humor than me, so it wasn't always understanding all the time. They're great guys though. I like them.
So, how many instruments do you play, and which one is your favorite?
I can play, well, I can kind of sing, growl, death metal vocals, black metal vocals. I can play keyboards, which is my main instrument actually. I compose all stuff on the keyboards.
Mm-hmm.
I can play bass enough to play in Superstatic and Cruachan. I theoretically can play drums. I know how to play drums. I just cannot play very fast stuff, but mostly I can play it. I cannot play guitar at all. I just can. I know the theory, so I know how to write guitar parts. I cannot play them. Maybe I can, but I didn't try ever. So
Cool.
So my main instrument is keyboards actually.
Keyboards, nice. Okay.
And how old were you then when you started, listening and playing music with all these instruments?
Listening music. I had to start listening to music very early because my parents were listening to music all the time. I had to start playing the instruments, keyboards, when I was 6 because my parents brought me to the music school. So I played keyboards since I was 6. I started playing bass. I tried first time ever playing bass in 2000 when Rakoth was preparing for the European tour, because I didn't want to play keyboards on stage at that moment, but it didn't happen. So then I eventually played bass a bit more, and then I bought my own bass only 2 years ago.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
First band influence?
I don't think there are direct influences, but there are some influences like from some Russian, Soviet, old heavy metal bands like Cherny Coffee, Cruise. Also from famous bands, I think it's King Diamond, Cynic, a lot of influences from Cynic, Anathema, My Dying Bride, Dead Can Dance, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Bjork.
Interesting. Different. Yeah. So you are around Black Death, Doom, this kind of.
Well, I create this kind of music, but I listen to all like a lot of different styles. I just cannot. I love, for example, I love thrash metal, but I cannot write it.
Oh.
I love some kind of heavy metal or glam metal, but I cannot write this kind of music. I'm enjoying listening it. I cannot write. But also I have another project which is not metal at all. It's called On Me, but it had like 5 songs and I abandoned it. But it's gothic electronic, like gothic dark wave, EBM, agrotech stuff, dark electro. So I have 5 songs on, but I didn't write more. I just abandoned it for now. Maybe I'll continue it somehow. eventually.
Now you have the time, so.
Now I still work. So I have exactly the same amount of time as before.
So, best and worst organized show you've been?
Best and worst organized show. Very best show I've seen was Kraftwerk in Moscow in 2002. The worst. I don't remember actually. I never been at very bad concerts. They were all pretty much good. But the best was Kraftwerk, of course. The very best.
Good stuff.
And you have opened one of the shows. You have opened before for Anathema in St Petersburg. So what was the feeling when you opened?
It was, again, very interesting story. First, the interesting story was our trip to St Petersburg with Anathema in one train. If there will be a question about it, I will tell about it. It's a pretty long story, but at the concert, we were put to different stage from Anathema, and this stage was ridiculously small. So the experience of the show was not very good. But the experience of talking to Anathema and being with them on the train on the way was very interesting.
And why was the experience then, in short, not so good then, the show?
Because we were not playing on the same stage as they. They were playing the main stage, and the organizers put us to some tiny stage with shitty sound, and the sound engineer was drunk, and he literally, I'm not exaggerating, he literally fell asleep twice during our set. So it wasn't very good experience.
Lots of vodka.
Of course.
It's like really weird. Like I never encountered such weird stuff, like sound engineer falling asleep.
Have you ever been in Russia?
No, but I can imagine, like, I've Polish roots. I think it's like, yeah, and if you look at Ireland, I think some people just drink too much on the job. So yeah, let's move to the next one. Pros and cons of being under a small label, major label, and unsigned without a label.
Yeah. So being on small label, I cannot say about pros and cons. It was just our first label. It was called Code 666, and we were the first signed band on this label. The second signed band was Agora. It was members of Cynic, by the way. I love them, but we were the first band that label signed. It was good. Probably the pros are very simple contract, like one page, very clearly what's going on, what money. So that was good. What was bad? Actually, nothing was bad there. But then I was on a major label. The Rakoth was signed to Erake Records. The contract was literally a huge pile of paper with terms like hereinafter something. So I had to give it to the lawyers to explain it to me. And what was better with them is more money for recording in advance. They were organizing the tour for us. We didn't go, but they were still organizing it. And then they kicked us out. I'm not sure if it's bad or good. As for unsigned is the best for now, because like you can do whatever you want, and then when the album is ready, we can just find any label which wants to release it. which I don't have any trouble with because I have some guys, some labels in Russia which always release what I want, like release my stuff because they're my fans or something. This way, Umbral Presence album was released, the same label, Rakoth, Ars Compilata was released, the latest released Rakoth album in 2014, and Superstatic album was released on the same label. Also, currently another Russian label wants to release the very first Rakoth tape album and 2 demos as one set on CDs. So I don't mind. Why not? So it will be released soon, probably. They have everything they need now.
Yeah, that's like really compact, like you told, the pros and cons.
Yeah.
And how do you prepare before the show?
How do I prepare before the show?
Yep.
I get dressed in the costume and I go to stage and play.
Depends on the band.
Yeah, well, with Rakoth, I didn't have to wear a costume. And we had a tradition, like a shot of vodka before the show.
Oh.
And with Cruachan, there wasn't tradition like this, but I had to put on the costume.
Mm-hmm.
That's the old difference. You don't have to prepare for the show. You just like get ready and go on stage and play. No, we don't need to warm up. Just go and play.
Okay.
Interesting. So you have like played in the Russian metal scene, and you were also involved with Cruachan, so Irish metal scene. So what are the differences between these two scenes?
I wasn't actually playing much in Ireland a lot with Cruachan. We were playing just one of two shows in Ireland, one in Cork and one in Dublin. As for metal scenes, the main difference is I was mainly in Moscow, so there were the venues are much bigger. All the venues are much bigger, and the people are more active. Like the crowd is more insane in Russia than in Ireland. Also, I think in Dublin, most of the metal crowd is actually Polish people. And they're the same people who were extras in Vikings, because I saw them all there when I was there. And in Russia, well, in Dublin, I also every time when I'm in the metal concert, I see the same people, the same faces. In Moscow, it doesn't happen. Only I see the same friends, but there are much more people there. So it's different in this regard. I don't see the same people. Yeah.
I never looked like that way, that the Russian are more crazy than the Irish one. Vodka, I think, the blame.
Probably.
Yeah, because also Dublin and Moscow is, Ireland and Russia is different populations, so
yeah,
small metal scene. Yeah. And yes, before you told me about you like Björk, so I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite non-metal band?
Non-metal band?
Yeah.
My favorite non-metal band is Dead Can Dance.
What? Dead Can Dance?
Yes, that's my favorite. I think it's my favorite band outside my own bands, metal or non-metal. So yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I will give it a try if I don't forget the name. So
Dead Can Dance. I will send you a message about it.
Yeah. Cool.
Summer festival or indoor?
Sorry?
Summer festival or indoors festival?
Well, the best festival is that kind of festival which is not very common. I told you about Wave Gothic Treffen, which is Gothic festival, which is the biggest Gothic festival. So this is the whole city which is a festival. There is no fenced area of the festival. There are like 60 venues across the city. You have the public transport for free if you have a festival ticket. So this kind of festival is the best, but it's the second best to 70,000 tons of metal, which is the very best, because it's a cruise boat.
Yeah, the bucket.
This kind of, yeah.
Okay. So, you know the big four in metal scene?
You mean thrash?
Yes.
Big four and thrash? Yes, I know.
Yes. Can you put it in order? You know, like...
Okay, sure, no problem. Slayer, Megadeth, Metallica, Anthrax.
Good stuff. Good.
I don't like Anthrax at all, and I don't like Metallica much.
No, you are kidding me. Madhouse.
I'm deadly serious. Deadly serious. I like only one. Oh, okay, not one. I love 4 songs by Metallica. It's the very best song is One. The second best song is Unforgiven.
Okay.
The third best song is Unforgiven 2, and then Until It Sleeps, because it's gothic. That's it.
Okay, interesting. So, vodka, beer, wine, or water?
Everything, because it's all for different occasion. Vodka with some kind of different food like pelmeni or plov or borscht. Wine is with food as well, different kind of food like steak or fish, red or black or white wine. Water, just because you need to be hydrated, and beer is now.
And what things are you looking forward to?
Musically, to be able to play live with Superstatic as soon as possible, to find the drummer and complete rehearsing, start playing live, go touring, go to festivals.
So soon we'll be seeing you here in Dublin, somewhere, Fevers or something else, like playing with Superstatic.
If I find a drummer.
Amazing.
And we don't know how soon will be that because of the, you know, the condition.
Yeah, I was looking for a drummer the year before I joined Cruachan, and it was like a lot of drummers. Some said like, I'm a fan, but I won't be able to play that. Some said like, I'm a fan, but I'm too busy with my 4 bands already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so drummer is the thing that is hard, the hardest to come by in Dublin. All drummers are very busy.
I have some drums, but not in Dublin. So.
Maybe someone who is watching is a drummer. That would be something. So yeah, if someone is watching and is a drummer, text it. So
there is actually a person. I don't think that person is watching now, but that person was so eager to join Superstatic that she was a bassist, but she started to learn drums just to join Superstatic. I don't think she actually still wants to join, but that was impressive.
Yeah, we will see if the message reaches it.
Yes.
So for now, let's go to the viewer questions. So Jane, ask, when are you going to give us new music?
New music. Well, currently I'm on the 2nd song for the new album. The first song is already complete and it's 17 minutes 23 seconds long. The first song.
Whoa.
It's Doom.
It's one song only.
Because it's Doom. Yeah. So now I'm on a 2nd song. So probably somewhere in the autumn I finish the whole album, because I have a lot of ideas. and then I'll mix it. I'll send it to a mastering studio. I'm not gonna master it myself. And then I'll choose the label to release it, unless I'll get signed to a major again, which is unlikely. So probably, if everything goes well, by the end of the year or start of the next year, there will be a second Superstatic album. And also, if I figure out a singer and a guitarist for Rakoth, and we finish recording, so maybe Rakoth new album this year or next year.
Amazing. So there will be two things of you.
I hope so.
Yeah, that will be cool.
We have also a question from a viewer, Marie. Ask Rustam, what is your favorite song that you wrote?
My favorite song, what?
The favorite song that you wrote.
My own favorite song. That's a very hard question. I'm not sure 100% now, but I will name one if we need one. It's the song called Edge from Tiny Death of Rakoth album.
And why?
The song called Edge. Why? Because of its special atmosphere, I think. I love all music I wrote. I listen to it all the time, so it's a very hard question. But this, I think, this is my favorite song.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I will give it a go.
There is an interesting thing about this song. With Superstatic and Umbral Presence, I have a rule. I make 2 covers on each album. So the next Superstatic album, I'll probably cover this Rakoth song for Superstatic.
Nice.
Nice. So, if you could play a guest spot on an album, with whom would you want to play and which instrument?
Marie is asking.
Okay. I would play a tambourine with That Can Dance.
That sounds amazing.
I would play probably. I would play actually keyboards with My Dying Bride, maybe. I didn't think about it. That's an interesting question. What else? Maybe some power metal, but it's keyboards for sure. If it's power metal, it's keyboards. Like Iced Earth, probably.
Power metal. I love it.
I'm not actually into power metal much. I like only several bands.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween, Blind Guardian, Iced Earth, Dragon Force, Twilight Force. That's it. So I would play keyboards for Iced Earth.
That's an interesting twist, like we talked about Doom, Death, Black, and now
I like a lot of different music. So
yeah, exactly. So it's amazing to hear that.
But if I'm guesting with some band, I don't have to write my own music. So if I enjoy listening to it, I can play it without having to invent something.
Yeah, it sounds like a perfect fit.
Jane says, dressed line, a schoolgirl in Cruachan.
What?
Like that you are dressed in Cruachan like a school.
Oh yes, that's my costume. It's a schoolgirl costume, black shirt, skirt, boxed skirt. Yeah,
So
So what's the question? Yeah, that was my costume.
Just she wanted to say that.
But now I'm like triggered. Did you bring the costume home, or you're just here, Cruachan, and you have this costume?
No,
I don't know.
It's my own costume. I bought it, so it's here. I'm not gonna use it anymore because who else want it killed?
It would be like
just
funny,
for Cruachan. Yeah, Superstatic has, I have a Superstatic costume. It's completely different. It will be good, but it's not a kilt.
So you have to wear a costume in Superstatic.
But it's not like a masquerade costume like in Cruachan, not like fantasy stuff. It's just more gothic, grim stuff. Yeah.
So Marie was asking, collaborate with an artist on one of your own songs. Who would it be? And which project would you have them on?
So if I could collaborate on my own project. Okay. Duncan Patterson would be my first collaboration candidate for Rakoth. For Superstatic, that's probably Tom G. Warrior. And I have some ideas for more projects, so not metal projects. That might be Brandon Perry from Dead Can Dance. That's it.
Amazing.
Cool. James Monaghan asking, have you considered using a drum machine?
All Rakoth albums are with drum machine, but I'm not gonna use it live, only for recording, not live. I don't like how it looks on stage.
All right.
Yeah.
And what Peter is asking, what program do you use for recording at home?
Reaper. I use Reaper for a long time now, but before that I was using Cubase, I was using Logic, I was using Sonar, I was using Cakewalk Pro Audio in 90s. But for many years now I'm using Reaper and I'm happy. I still have Cubase and Logic as a backup, but Reaper is much more convenient and just like I do things faster there.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, so you're so yeah, that were all of the viewers' questions. So we want to thank you as DMG Rustam for having for answering all or for the questions, and we learned like a lot of things. We learned like new different styles and so on. So it was quite interesting, and we want to thank the viewers as well for watching us, for engaging and asking some questions for Rustam. And if you like the interview, don't forget to like DMG, join our group, as we will have more live streams and more stuff to do. And don't forget to say thank you to Rustam in person. We will send you some links so you can check out his stuff, and also like the Merc, you can have a look. And yeah, and hopefully in the future, Rustam will we'll have like new albums coming up and so on from Superstatics and Rakoth and some gigs.
Hopefully. Well, is it my turn now?
Yeah, it's your turn.
No, of course, yeah. I want to thank DMG for the interview. It was very interesting and much fun. I also like to thank the people who joined and watched this. You guys, if you like the interview, subscribe to DMG, subscribe to the IG page, join the group, and all that. You'll see a lot of interesting stuff there. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Rustam.